This series has showcased a few questions that now we ask everyone. There's our doctor's office question. What do you say when you're in the doctor's office? Someone asks you, hey, what do you do? All the people that we interview, if they open their mouths at all and talk about what they do, it's a long story. I'm a musician. Oh, you're a musician. Would I know anything you've done? And then the conversation is long and it sometimes gets awkward, right? Another question we're asking is, who were you? Who's the kid that you were when you left home? What was in your record collection at that point? There are certain questions that are just fun. Do you believe in God? Where do we go after we die? And artists are sometimes surprised by those questions, even though they're really meat and potato questions. Sometimes you have 20 minutes and you got to get to what you want to get to. So I circle back to my original point, which is, who surprised you the most? Man, I love asking that question. And Carmine Appice gives us a really good answer on all the people he's met who surprised him the most on Rock History Music. Who has surprised you the most? Is there someone that maybe you had a preconceived idea of?
Well, I guess Rod Stewart.
Carmine Appice's tenure with Rod Stewart began in the late 70s, and it marked a significant period in both his and Stewart's careers. Appice joined the band in 1977, bringing that big dynamic drumming style and rock credentials to the forefront, and he contributed to some of Stewart's most commercially successful albums. Appice's first major contribution came with the record Footloose and Fancy Free in 77. He was on the hit Hot Legs. His next project with Stewart was 1978 and Blondes Have More Fun. This was an era where they further cemented their partnership. Appice co-wrote the smash hit Do You Think I'm Sexy, which really became a defining song from the era, which blended rock and disco. And the song topped the charts worldwide. Throughout his time with Stewart, Appice's drumming was at the forefront. He played on more albums like Foolish Behavior in 1980, Tonight I'm Yours in 81, contributing the hit Young Turks as a co-writer. His collaboration with Stewart lasted till the early 80s. Who has surprised you the most?
Well, I guess Rod Stewart.
Why?
Because he was a great performer. He was a great songwriter, great image. And I learned stuff from him like that. Before that, I was with different bands. I didn't really get into the image thing at all, But when I was with him, I started doing the black hair and the colors of my hair. And all through the 80s, I was the only one that had hair on the face, And he used to use eye makeup on stage. And it makes your eyes look better on stage. I still do it, I don't think he does it anymore, but I still do it a little bit. And, I did the image, every time I take pictures, and he said, if you're going to do like I did drum clinics, make an event out of it. I did make events out of it. I gave money to UNICEF. I did PR. I did giveaways. I made an event out of it. Wherever I went, I went all over the world and did the biggest drum clinics. I was the very first rock musician to do a drum clinic. I did clinics in Tokyo. I had 2,000 people. I did clinics in Australia with 2,000 people. In Europe, I had 1,800 people. In France in the theater. So I took the clinic to the next level in those days when really nobody else was doing it, And so I learned that from Rod, and I learned how to write songs more from Rod. And I co-wrote Do You Think I'm Sexy and Young Turks. And Sexy was the biggest song he ever had, period. Through that, I learned more about songwriting. I learned how to build a chorus and try and get like every song of his is a daily saying. Do you think I'm sexy? You're in my heart. You wear it well. Tonight's the night. Right? You know what I'm saying? They were all, some guys have all the luck. Forever Young. All these songs were daily sayings. And I have a show that I'm doing called Tonight's the Night, a True Rod Experience. And it's, with a guy that looks like Rod, a girl that played with Rod for 14 years and me 7 years. So it's like music and stories, like Passion. If you look at the Passion video, we're all wearing these Sex Police t-shirts. People go, what is that about? And it's like, we used to put the shirts on, and anyone that had a chick in the room, we go and harass him and ruin whatever he was doing, sometimes break the door down, but we don't have the Sex Police t-shirts on. So on my Rod show, I have Sex Police t-shirts and hats, and I tell the story about it, so they know now what the shirt means. So there's people buy it, and we tell stories and we play, and this guy looks like Rod, sounds like Rod. And the other night when we were playing, I look at him prance around the stage like Rod used to do. And for his haircut, I felt like I was on stage with Rod again. And I was involved in a lot of songs, all these big songs. Hot Legs, everybody thought I wrote it because the drums were so prominent on there. Hot Legs, Young Turks, Passion, You're in My Heart, Sexy, goes down the line, all these songs I was involved in. And I played all his songs for 7 years. Maggie May, We Do You Keep Me Hanging On, like Rod did it. That was on the first album.
Yeah.
And the audience goes crazy, So I get to play these songs again. I saw Rod a couple of years ago, and I said, I never get to play these songs. I wanted to do this. I met this guy that was running the show, and he said, let's be partners. I said, let's go. So if you look at my website, CarmineAppice.com, I have a whole lot of gigs with that.
Yeah.
I love it because I never get to play those songs.
See, I like the fact that you didn't have to audition for Rod Stewart. Hell no, you didn't have to audition.
Yeah, because I knew him, and he knew my playing. I did 30 shows with him. We had a great time. We partied together. We wrecked hotels together. We had chicks in the room together. We all had a good time. I didn't really have to do it. All I had to do was call Pete Buckley, the tour manager.
If you want to contribute to the channel, there's a PayPal link at the very top of the description. Also a link there for the brand new Cactus album that Carmine has just released with an all-star cast. You can join our Patreon. You'll get early access to all our videos. And go to our swag store. You can pick up a t-shirt at T-Top, a coat, hat, and a lot more with our logo on it. Subscribe to our channel, share our videos, comment on them, and like them as well. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. Take care of yourself.